Hey, English learners! Welcome back to the English Story Podcast, your cozy little place to learn easy English through real, everyday conversations. I'm Clara.
And I'm Leo. And today we're talking about something you hear all the time, but somehow still makes your brain pause.
Hmm. And also, a little frustrating.
Yes, fast speech, big confusion, very unfair.
Very unfair.
Because today we're talking about why native speakers sound like they're talking at double speed.
Yeah, those moments when you understand the textbook perfectly, but a real person says, wanna, gonna, did ya? And your ears just buffer.
The dangerous buffer.
Yes. The buffer where suddenly your mind forgets every word you have ever studied.
Exactly. You know English. You really do. But in that moment, your brain says, sorry, loading today.
Yes, loading today is very real.
And the funny thing is, fast English sounds so clear when you watch it with subtitles.
It really does. You read the lines, you follow the story, you feel confident, and then the subtitles disappear.
But when it is just sound, suddenly catching one sentence feels like solving a puzzle.
Hmm, yes. And I think that is why this topic matters so much. Because understanding fast speech is not just listening harder.
No, it is often the beginning of real fluency.
It can make movies feel more exciting,
It can make you feel more independent.
and honestly, it can make daily conversations feel much lighter.
Also, let's be honest, it can save you from nodding politely while secretly guessing the plot.
Yes, a very polite plot guesser.
Very polite.
Let me ask you something, Leo. Do you think people are more afraid of missing a word or of feeling left out?
Left out. Definitely left out.
Same.
Because missing a word is one thing, but standing in a group while everyone laughs at a joke you didn't hear, that stays in the mind for a while.
That is true.
But that is exactly why we wanted to do this episode. Because understanding fast speech is a skill.
Yes. It is not magic.
You do not need a perfect accent.
You do not need to catch every single word.
And you definitely do not need to understand everything immediately.
You just need a calmer way to listen. A few simple strategies to train your ears, and a gentler way to think about it.
That is such a good point. A gentler way to think about it.
Because once your mind relaxes, your ears actually catch more.
Usually, not always. We are still human.
Very important reminder.
So, in this episode, we're going to talk about why native speech feels so fast, how to listen for chunks instead of single words, how to train your ear without burning out, what to do when you lose the thread, and how to ask for repetition politely.
And we'll keep it simple, natural, and very real.
And before we go deeper, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this episode with someone who might need it too.
And this is a B1 level episode. So relax. You do not need to understand every single word. Just listen, enjoy the conversation, and let your English grow naturally.
And later in the episode, we'll have our word tour too, where we go back through some powerful words, idioms, and phrasal verbs from today's discussion in a simple, clear way.
So stay with us for that.
And before we begin, one quick question for everyone listening.
When was the last time someone spoke normally?
but your brain suddenly said, wait, what language is this?
Hmm. Yes, that moment.
If you know that feeling, this episode is for you.
So maybe this is the first real question. Why does something so natural feel so impossible?
Yes, because the strange thing is, fast speech is usually simple, but the feeling around it is not.
I think part of the problem is that we expect real speech to sound like classroom audio.
Exactly. And when a moment is natural, people often think they should naturally understand it.
Yes. And then, if they feel lost, they judge themselves very quickly.
So now it is not just a conversation, it is pressure, self consciousness, and mental noise all together,
And that noise can feel much louder than the actual words.
especially when you are learning English. Because then you're not only thinking, what did they say? You're also thinking, did I miss something important? Will I look lost? Why is my English failing me?
Hmm, yes. And once all those thoughts arrive at the same time, the moment starts feeling much heavier than it should.
Which is why I think many people struggle with fast English for the wrong reason.
What do you mean?
I mean, they think the problem is, my level is too low,
Ah,
when actually, very often, the problem is just training. Your ears are simply not used to the rhythm yet.
yes, that feels true.
Because if you remove a little of the panic, your listening usually improves much faster.
And that is where this idea matters so much. Tuning your ear.
Yes, tuning your ear means training it slowly, like a radio finding the right station, not forcing it, not fighting it, just letting it adjust.
I love that actually. Because fast English gets clearer the moment you stop treating it like a test.
Yes, nobody is standing there with a stopwatch, grading you for missing one little word.
Thank goodness.
And honestly, the goal is not to catch everything.
No. The goal is to catch enough to stay in the conversation.
For yourself, and for your confidence too.
Exactly. Sometimes the best listening is just what keeps you calm.
Yes, if you keep yourself calm, you help your brain work better, less tense, more open.
And that is such a useful skill.
It really is. Because people remember that feeling. They remember the listener who stayed present.
Not perfect, not fast, just present.
Hmm, that is lovely.
Write that down. That was one of your good lines.
One of them? That stings.
I said one of them. Be grateful.
Fair enough.
But really, I think that is the heart of this point. Fast speech feels impossible when we make it too big in our head.
Yes. When really it often follows a very simple rhythm, a flow, a pause, one main idea at a time.
And once you see that more clearly, the next question becomes easier.
Right. Because then you can ask, okay, so how do native speakers actually connect their words?
I think the easiest answer is this: they link them.
Hmm. When people speak naturally, they glue words together.
And I like this because it takes the mystery away. You do not need to hear every letter. You just notice the pattern.
And also, the way English reduces sounds matters. Do you want to becomes do you wanna. Going to becomes gonna. Did you becomes did ya.
Hmm, it's not lazy English. It's efficient English.
Exactly. And people feel less stressed when they understand this.
Yes. Approachable listening means expecting natural flow, not perfect textbook sounds. Friendly, not rigid, not afraid of reductions.
Right. There is a big difference between I need to catch every word and sounding like a panicked dictionary.
Very true.
And once the moment feels light enough, you can tune your ear to the rhythm.
Yes. If you tune your ear, you slowly train your brain to recognize natural speech patterns.
Hmm. Not in a stressful, overwhelming way.
No. Please do not sit for 3 hours trying to transcribe a rap song on day one.
Please don't.
That would be impressive, but not helpful.
So a simple listening habit can be enough. Watch one short scene. Listen at 0.75 speed. Read along while you hear it.
Yes. And the magic is not in being perfect. The magic is in being consistent.
I love that because your ears are not waiting for perfection. They are waiting for repetition.
Or at least gentle practice.
Honestly, yes. Fast English becomes clear when it feels familiar.
So if someone listening is thinking, but I still miss words, that is okay.
Missing words is part of the process
Much more normal than we think.
because the point is not to impress anyone. It is to understand enough to connect.
Okay. So let's say you're listening carefully.
Right. The audio is playing. Good sign.
Excellent sign.
Then the next question is, how do you follow fast speech without making your brain tired?
And I think the answer is listen for chunks, not single words.
Yes. Because good listening is not only about hearing, it is about grouping.
Exactly. If your brain tries to catch, I was wondering if you wanted coffee, one by one, it will overload
Like if you try to carry water in your hands,
instead of using a cup.
that makes the listening much smoother.
Yes. Smoother means easier to follow. Someone who listens for chunks makes the conversation feel manageable.
And that usually happens when you do one very simple thing.
You treat phrases as single ideas.
Exactly. If you listen for chunks, you hear, I was wondering if, as one block of meaning. You do not dissect it,
So instead of freezing on every new word, you let the phrase flow.
like catching a train instead of running beside it.
Yes, that's a lovely way to explain it,
And thankfully, this kind of catching does not require any actual athletic skill,
which makes it perfect for both of us.
but really, that is why some listening feels easy. Not because one speaker is slow, but because your brain is doing this little grouping well.
Hearing, then connecting.
And it does not have to be a huge chunk either. Just one phrase, one little group.
Do you mind if I was thinking about have you ever?
Small chunks. Big difference,
Yes. And when you do that well, your brain feels less tired.
which is one of the nicest feelings in learning.
It really is. Because once listening feels lighter, the whole process becomes easier.
And I think that brings us to a really useful part of fast speech.
Yes. What happens when you actually miss something?
Because sometimes a conversation does not end because people are rude.
It ends because one person panics over one missing word.
Exactly. A missed word can sound perfectly small, but still stop the whole moment.
Yes. Sweet little conversation breaks.
For example, someone says, "So I went to that place near the old station."
And your brain says, Station? Which station? What place? I'm lost.
And then both people are just standing there, holding the broken thread.
Yes? It drops to the floor immediately.
That is why context clues work better. Listening to the whole sentence, the tone, the body language, the situation.
And to use those well, it helps to be flexible.
Yes, flexible means ready to adapt, not rigid, not stuck on one word.
Like if someone says, the weather was awful, but we still had a great time. A flexible listener does not stop at awful. They hear the real point. They enjoyed it.
Exactly. And the other important quality is being patient.
Yes. Patient means giving yourself time to understand, not rushing, not forcing it.
People can feel the difference.
They really can. A patient listener feels calm. A rushed one feels like a nervous detective.
Hello, suspect. Please repeat the exact words so I can solve this case.
Terrible energy.
Very terrible.
So the secret is not only listen carefully,
It is listen calmly with real patience.
because that is what makes the conversation breathe.
And once you stop trying to catch every single sound, something else becomes easier too.
Handling the awkward moments.
Ah, yes, real life.
Real life indeed.
Because sometimes listening is smooth, and sometimes your brain just blanks for no clear reason.
Yes. Like when someone says three sentences quickly and your face just freezes.
Yes. And suddenly you do not know whether to nod, smile, or quietly check your phone.
Exactly. And your brain starts looking for the emergency exit.
And that is why the most important thing here is do not panic.
Right. A blank moment is not the end of the world.
Sometimes people just need a little time to warm up to each other.
Yes. If you warm up to a conversation, you slowly become more comfortable with the rhythm.
So maybe the first minute feels foggy, but the third minute feels clearer.
Or maybe the speaker is just talking too fast.
Also possible, very possible.
Very.
But that is why you stay light. Breathe. Smile gently. Keep listening. Let the next sentence catch you.
You do not need to rescue every missed moment.
No, some moments are allowed to be slightly blurry.
That is such a freeing truth.
It really is. Because once people stop fearing missed words so much, they become braver.
And bravery matters more than perfect hearing, honestly.
Much more.
A slightly confused human is still better than a perfect robot with broken speakers.
Always. And
And actually, that leads us to another moment that makes a lot of English learners nervous.
yes, the moment when you need to ask someone to repeat.
Exactly. And this part matters so much because this is where many people stay silent.
They really do. One fast sentence passes.
And suddenly, it feels like you missed the whole story.
Yes, because now your brain is trying to do two things at once
Stay polite,
and pretend you understood.
and that is where you have a choice.
Guess or ask.
Ask.
Hmm. Always ask.
because asking is not weakness. It is communication.
And honestly, most people do not mind at all.
Yes, usually they are happy to slow down.
You can say, sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Or could you say that one more time?
And doing that actually makes you sound more confident, not less.
Yes. Confident means calm and self assured, not afraid to ask for what you need.
So, a confident listener is not someone who understands everything,
No, no. It is someone who knows how to keep the conversation clear.
which is much better than just standing there like a polite statue.
Yes. No statue energy,
So, if you miss something, ask,
because that keeps the conversation alive.
and it shows that you really want to understand the other person.
And now, the part many people forget.
The long term view.
Yes, because quick tips are one thing, but real progress is another one.
Some people listen for one day, we hear nothing new, and quit, standing there in frustration until the motivation disappears.
Mm, that heavy learning sigh,
Exactly.
but consistent habits help a lot.
Things like 10 minutes of listening every day, even if it's just a podcast while walking.
Or rewatch one short scene until the words start blending naturally.
Hmm, that feels steady and realistic.
Yes, and sometimes, after weeks of quiet practice, you can feel that your ears are really catching on.
Exactly. If your ears catch on, they slowly begin to understand fast speech without effort.
And that is such a lovely feeling
It is. But even then, it is still good to keep practicing gently
because steady progress leaves a strong feeling.
and saves you from burning out in front of your favorite series after one weekend.
Very important learning skill.
Extremely important.
So maybe that is the final message of today's episode.
Fast speech does not need to be feared.
It just needs patience,
A little courage
real consistency.
and kind timing.
Yes, listen calmly, catch chunks, ask openly, stay human, practice gently.
And little by little, that fast English stops feeling fast.
Starts feeling like the beginning of real fluency.
Hmm. And that feels like the perfect place to pause for a second.
Yes, because today we use some really useful words and phrases.
So let's slow it down now and move into our word tour. And let's begin with the phrase, tune your ear.
If you tune your ear, you slowly train your brain to understand natural speech patterns.
For example, she tuned her ear by listening to short podcasts every morning. Or, tuning your ear takes time, but it really works.
Repeat. Tune your ear.
Tune your ear. Next is the idiom, catch on.
If something catches on you slowly begin to understand it or use it naturally.
For example, at first the rhythm felt strange, but it caught on after a few weeks. Toffle. Or, fast English will catch on if you listen regularly.
Repeat. Catch on.
Catch on. Next is lose the thread.
If you lose the thread, you stop following the conversation or story.
For example, he spoke so quickly that I lost the thread halfway through. Or, it's normal to lose the thread sometimes. Just catch the next idea.
Repeat. Lose the thread.
Lose the thread. Next is the phrasal verb warm up to.
If you warm up to something, You slowly become more comfortable with it.
For example, I didn't like fast podcasts at first, but I warmed up to them. Or, your ears will warm up to natural speech with gentle practice.
Repeat. Warm up to.
Warm up to. Next is get the gist.
If you get the gist, you understand the main idea even if you miss some details.
For example, I didn't catch every word, but I got the gist of the conversation. Or, aim to get the gist first. The details will come later.
Repeat. Get the gist.
Get the gist. Next is on the same page.
If two people are on the same page, they understand each other clearly.
For example, once we slowed down, we were finally on the same page. Or, asking questions helps you stay on the same page.
Repeat. On the same page?
On the same page. Next is pick up.
If you pick up something, you learn or notice it naturally over time.
For example, she picked up the rhythm just by listening every day. Or, you don't need to study perfectly to pick up fast English.
Repeat. Pick up.
Pick up. Next is slow down.
If you slow down, you reduce your speed or pace.
For example, could you slow down a little? I want to make sure I understand. Or, it's okay to ask native speakers to slow down.
Repeat. Slow down.
Slow down. Next is in the long run.
If something happens in the long run, it becomes true or useful after a long period of time.
For example, daily listening feels slow, but in the long run, it changes everything. Or, trust your ears. In the long run, they will adjust.
Repeat. In the long run.
In the long run. And our last one is buffering.
If your brain is buffering, it is pausing to process information, like a video loading.
For example, my brain was buffering while he explained the story. Or, when fast speech makes you buffer, just breathe and let the next sentence come.
Repeat. Buffering.
Buffering.
Aha. Those were some really useful words and phrases.
They really were. And I think they all show something important about fast English.
Yes. Understanding native speech is not really about being perfect.
It is about being patient,
Being calm
being present,
and being brave enough to keep listening.
because a simple daily habit can do more than people think.
It can make fast speech feel familiar,
It can make movies feel lighter.
and sometimes it can become the beginning of real confidence.
So if fast English has always felt overwhelming for you, that is okay.
Yes. You do not need to understand everything right away.
Just start small,
Stay calm
keep listening.
and let your ears grow more natural with time.
And if this episode helped you, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share it with someone who might enjoy it too.
Take care of your English,
And take care of your patients. This is Clara.
and this is Leo. See you in the next episode.